Right, thank you for watching. My name is Duddits and I do builds and all types of different quirky combinations. Today I've got a build video that's all around healing. I'm going to be featuring boots of the assembler to give our teammates a nice constant supply of healing. And I'm also going to be using a exotic glaive, the Warlock exotic glaive, Edge of Intent, so we can put some healing turrets down as well. So we're going to have boots of the assembler, healing orbs, and on top of that we're going to be able to use the exotic glaive to also give a constant supply of healing like that with that little turret. I just want to say before the video starts, if you don't have the exotic glaive, this build works fine with lumina as well, with the noble rounds from lumina. Now, boots of the assembler, the first exotic to focus on, works like this. Standing in a healing rift creates noble seekers that seek out allies that are not in a rift and heals them. Standing in an empowering rift does the opposite, it'll give them empowering buff. Noble seekers that grant both you and your ally damage bonus, but it's a healing build, so we're going to focus on the healing orbs. And each time a noble seeker finds one of your allies, the duration of your rift is briefly extended as well. Now, the exotic glaive, Edge of Intent, how this works: you hit once you've got the shield energy full, which is 4 hits, it's going to deploy a healing turret. If you hold reload, it's going to deploy a healing turret. That on top of the boots of the assembler, and we're going to be focusing on the healing grenade. We're going to have 3 ways to constantly keep that healing going, keep a nice supply. As you've seen there, that's the healing turret from the glaive. There's the healing grenade, so there's 2 ways. And on top of that, we're going to have the boots of the assembler, noble rounds seeking as well. So I'm on my own at the moment. It works better when you're in a team because we're going to focus on a fragment. That's really important as well. But just to clarify, we've got 3 ways of healing. You've got your glaive healing turret, like so. That is a constant supply of healing for about 10 to 15 seconds. And then on top of that, you've got your healing grenade and your boots of the assembler. Your boots of the assembler and the turret from the glaive, they're the 2 that are constantly going to keep you and your teammates a nice healing supply all of the time. So as well as having a nice constant healing supply, this works perfectly with one of the fragments, Ember of Benevolence. Applying Restoration, Cure or Radiant to allies grants increased grenade, melee and class ability regeneration for a short duration. So having the increased grenade, melee and the class ability regeneration is really important, because obviously we're running a healing grenade. We've got the class ability for the boots of the assembler, so once you can get that Ember of Benevolence procced, which you can do all the time via the amount of healing that you're giving, just having that constant supply of Ember of Benevolence going all of the time is a really big part of the build. Ember of Tempering is another fragment to consider. Solar Weapon Final Blows grant you and your allies increased recovery for short duration, and also gives you a fire sprite while you've got that active. So sticking to solar weapons, you're going to be healing all your teammates as well with whatever you've seen up to now, the boots of the assembler and the glaive and the healing grenade. And on top of that, you're going to give them a nice boost to recovery, and you're going to create fire sprites left, right and centre for more regeneration on your grenade class ability. And on top of that, you're going to get increased melee regeneration as well. But these are the type of situations where you can use it. If you want to sit back, heal your teammates, just chill out, keep them nice and healed. If you like healing builds, this build, you're going to love this one. I personally like healing builds. I've done quite a few of these over the last few seasons, and these type of builds I really enjoy running. I used to play Division 1 and I always played tactical healer in that game, and I absolutely love it. So it's perfect for situations like this. And then, as you know, if you're doing GMs or harder content, sometimes just taking a few steps back is quite beneficial to the team, because I've been wiped out being stood with my teammates in various different situations. Like one grenade could possibly wipe your full team out. So you could just sit back, just chill like that, keep your 2 teammates, if they're doing damage, just concentrate on them, make sure they're alive. Have trust in your teammates to do the job. You can just sit back, chill out. You can use it aggressively as well, like so, just pushing. You know you've got that glaive turret, the healing sort of turret there to keep you nice and alive. So this is one perfect example of that, not be just sort of sitting back. Like this situation here in this GM, you've got loads of barrier, you've got like a barrier champ in that corner there. You can easily get wiped out with a couple of grenades, your full team, or a barrage of blinding Colossus missiles that can also mess you up. So just sitting back, letting your 2 teammates do the damage, and you can keep them nice and healed, and keeping that, again, that flow of benevolence going. So I'm going to quickly explain my fragments and aspects. These are quite important. Touch and flame is absolutely crucial. Healing grenades that you have, when you've got this on, it improves the strength and the cure and the restoration effects applied, so that one is absolutely crucial. Heat rises, now I always run this on my warlock builds purely because of the bottom bit. Final blows while airborne increase the duration of heat rises and grant melee energy. So you don't have to be actually airborne. If you jump just before you get the kill, you're going to get big chunks of melee energy back, so you can apply Scorch with your melee as well, which is quite important. Healing grenade is an obvious one. Celestial fire, or you can run the other melee if you wish. Any jump you want, it makes no difference. And then again, as we touched on, you can go with the healing rift for your boots of the assembler or the empowering rift. I personally focus on the healing rift, but it's down to you. If you're confident enough in you and your teammates to stay alive, run that empowering rift to give them the extra damage versus the healing. Now, I mentioned earlier on why the melees are quite important on this build. Because of Ember of Singeing, your class ability recharges faster whenever you scorch targets. That's why I run Heat Rises. You're going to get loads of melee energy back with Heat Rises. So scorching the target with your melee is going to give you increased class ability regen. Heat Rises gives you more melee, so that is why I like to run Heat Rises, just to have pretty much infinite melees all of the time. And on top of the Ember of Singeing, I also like to run Bomber, so you're going to get loads of class ability back, and every time I use my class ability back, I'm going to get reduced regen for my grenade. So it's a nice little loop. That's why I've said at the beginning it's important, your melees are quite important in this build as well. So Ember of Singeing, reduce class ability whenever you scorch targets. That also works with incandescent weapons as well. Ember of Benevolence, which we've already touched on, but that gives you increased grenade, melee and class ability cooldowns, so that's a really key one. Another couple of fragments I like to run is Ember of Solace. Radiant and restoration effects applied to you have increased duration. That one again is crucial. And then Ember of Tempering, which we've again already touched on, but while you are active, while this is active, sorry, you're going to give your teammates a nice boost to their recovery, and you're going to create fire sprites left, right and centre for more regen. Now on my arms, this is again quite important mods. Grenade Kickstart. Whenever your grenade energy is fully expended, you gain grenade energy and it consumes your armor charge, but this one is really important. I run 2 of them to get extra healing grenades regen back as well. Impact Induction, causing damage with a melee attack, also reduces your grenade cooldown. As we touched on earlier, we're going to get loads of melee energy, so that's just another supply for our grenade cooldown. Ember of Singeing as well. So not only are we going to get grenade recharge rate, we are also going to get loads of class ability as well. So that's the little loops of play, and again, just back to more sort of situations where we can use this setup, just keeping your teammates alive. Again, situations like so, you could just sit back, put the rift down, they'll maybe push on a little bit. Again, it's like a tight area, you don't want to be in there, anything can happen. You're just playing safe, keeping your teammates alive. Me and my friend actually managed to go flawless on this one 2 times on the trot with this build, 2 times back-to-back flawlesses, so it's pretty solid build. If you just play it a little bit slower, easy flawlesses, you help yourself stay flawless, and you're going to help your teammate or teammates go flawless as well in GMs. So yeah, that's the build. I just want to sort of touch on as well healing builds. I'm a big fan of healing builds, like I said earlier on in the video. I love running healing builds, and I'm hoping in the future they are a bit more viable than what they are at the moment. Not to try and put you off this build, because it is super strong, but in a different way to what you've probably seen other content creators doing, where they'll like smash through enemies. This is a different type of setup completely, and I just hope healing builds in the future get a bit more love, a bit more some artifact mods maybe for next season that are going to enable us to run these type of builds a lot more, because I think it's super beneficial for the game, and it's just a different aspect of the game. And yeah, that's the video. Let me know what you think of this build. I'll leave everything playing out with a dim link in the video description. Thanks for watching, have a great day.